Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Custom. So we're going to start a work in progress video of repairing the Spider-Man statue. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult because we don't have a lot of meat on the hand to actually secure the statue. So what happened was this hand is attached here like that, as you can see, and it goes keyed up in here into this statue like that. So even though we don't have a lot of key, I guess most of the weight actually hangs on the foot, but that hand goes up here. There's really not a lot of meat in this hand. I mean, it's a really great statue, but this sucker is pretty heavy. And they didn't do a rod on this one long enough. If anything, they should have had like a long metal rod going from here all the way through the hand, inside the hand, and into this piece. That would have been the smarter thing to do. But it looks like they just put a tiny little rod that really just didn't go in. So I think what I got to do is I'm going to have to drill this out, get this rod out of here that's in here, and then drill into the hand a little bit and get a rod going a little bit thicker into the hand to hold this in a little bit more. This is going to be one of those repairs where I really got to wing it. I've never done it before. It's something new, but I got to secure it as much as possible. And I think it's going to be one of those repairs where when I send it back to the client, it's going to have to take very careful of putting it in and out of this base. It's not going to be one of those ones where you could just pop it in and pop it out and be, very forceful with it. Because I just don't have a lot of meat in this hand. I don't understand why it's like this. But I mean, it's a really cool statue. But what I also might have to do is I might have to build this out a little bit more. Let's see, we're getting a little bit closer. So as you can see, this little red piece actually was casted on the hand, and then that is glued into this piece, and this piece is the key. But what I might have to do is once I put this on there, I might have to build out this piece a little bit more to go into the hand a little bit more, because I got no choice. It's just there's just not enough there, and I think with the Magic Sculpt, I don't know how well it's gonna stand. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a thicker key probably with some brass. And I don't know, just one of those things. So we're just gonna start drumming it out and going from there and see if we get this really secured and repaired. Alright guys, so what I did is I drummed out the key area that was here, but I went in a little bit thicker. And then what I did was I drilled out in the hand in here. So this metal rod now, let's see, it might be a little blurry. Come on, alright, so that's going to go in pretty thick now. So we have about that much going in there, which is going to be better. I can't go too far because I was afraid I was going to go right through the wrist area and stuff. So I think this will be pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is once that's set, I can attach this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Magic Sculpt. I got to clean out this dust and everything that's in the hand. And I'm going to attach this in here with the rod sticking out. And then I'll let that dry overnight, and then the next day I'll come back, and then what I'll do is I'll plan to attach this into the hand, because trying to line it up with the base in the hand would be kind of difficult, but it's actually got some grooves here where it connects into the hand perfectly, and I can get it set up where I don't have to worry about putting it in the base and stuff, so that's a good thing. But once this is set with Magic Sculpt, then I can attach this piece onto that and let that sit with Magic Sculpt. And then from there, if I feel I need to build up, attach more, if I need to Dremel in some more, I also got to fix a finger that's snapped. It's just a matter of getting all this stuff worked out. So what I'll do is I'll get some Magic Sculpt thrown in this sometime today. We'll come back next day tomorrow, and we'll start attaching it and getting it all done, and then start doing all the repairs. Alright guys, so what I did is I put in Magic Sculpt, and I got the rod in there. So I also made sure that when that piece was in there and this piece goes in and out, the rod's not hitting any of this circle area, as you can see. I wanted to make sure it was going in flush. I also want to make sure that the Magic Sculpt is packed in this hand as much as possible, which it is, and I'm happy with it. Now, as you can see, it's kind of like the Magic Sculpt is kind of rigid and it's kind of messy. I left that like that on purpose, so this way when I push that other piece with Magic Sculpt tomorrow, that Magic Sculpt will grab to that Magic Sculpt and grab to the rod, and everything will be pretty good. I also might drill from this piece right here. I might drill, once it's all attached, another going through the hand into this piece with another rod, and then resculpt up the hand and touch it up, just so we got kind of like a crosshatch rod thing going into the piece, and it's really secured. But I got to toy with that once that's all attached and it's actually going onto the base correctly and everything. Also, if you look at this rod, you see how it's kind of rigid. So what I did is I took the rod, and then what I did is I didn't crimp it all the way. I just kind of like, gave it like score marks. I did that just because I want the rod to actually grab onto the Magiscope and not have like a smooth surface where you can kind of like just kind of push it out. Even though Magiscope really grabs and stuff, I wanted to give it that little extra kick. So it's kind of just like, you just take your pliers and you kind of just like squeeze it a little bit, not too much, and then you get that little notch. So I did a whole bunch of little notches all over the piece, as you can kind of see. And that just helps grab it a little bit more too. I don't always do that, but with this piece being so small and not having a lot of meat, I did that just to make sure it grabs. So we'll let this dry overnight, we'll come back and we'll just keep patching away. Hey guys, I'm back. Alright, so it's the next day and the hand is all cured up in there and the rod's going. So after some toying around, I realized that if I try and put this piece in the hand first and then put it in here, it would probably be at the wrong angle. I'm just not going to connect it. And also I realized that the hand, I guess, was so forcefully flushed in here, that's why it snapped. Because when you put this piece on his back like this, the hand actually doesn't touch this as it should. I don't know why. I guess because some of the pieces are cracked out. So I got to kind of build it up a little. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put the hand in with the foot. And then I'm just going to let it sit, basically. The hand kind of squeezed out a little bit over in here with all the Magic Sculpt. But I'm going to have to kind of toy with that right now off camera because I got to get in close and I can't do it with the camera. But I think this is the best way to get him secured and being able to pop him in and out of the base with this piece connected. Like I said, I might have to drill through the hand somewhere and kind of go at an angle with another rod just to kind of give it like a cross hatch and really connect to that piece coming in and out. So I'm going to have to let this sit like this overnight, and then tomorrow see if he comes out completely flush and goes back in flush without any issues, and then from there I can actually really secure this. But for now I got to just get in here and smooth out some of this Magic Sculpt that's kind of got smushed out after pushing it in. It's the best I think I could come up with, and to make sure this is secured. So let me do that and we'll come back tomorrow and see what's going on. Okay guys, Spider-Man's all done. I touched up the paint as much as I could, got it all nice and even, and he is on the base and he is secured. So it's about the best fix I could come up with this statue. Like I said, if factory and production, what they should have done, they should have had a rod going all the way through the arm down into here, but they only did it to so much there, which I don't know. But you live and learn with these statues. Sometimes they might never break and damage on you, or the client that sent me this one to have repaired just happened to broke, so there's not much you can do about it. But from what I've kind of came up with, and I'll kind of show you this to you guys, if any of you have this statue or you plan on buying it, I think this is going to help you guys so you don't have damage and you don't break it. Since this is like the triangle key right here above the hand, what I think the best bet is take your thumb, put it up here, grab the whole arm here, take your other hand here with your thumb, and kind of use your thumb to push it out evenly out of the base. And then he comes out of the base nice and even. Now, this magnet is fairly strong, which is a good thing, but if you just kind of put the peg here and let it go in, it's going to snap, and then that's how you might crack and break it. So what you want to do is put your peg in there first, and then kind of put your thumb back over here with this peg, and just kind of let it go in slowly and kind of let it snap in, but not hard. I think that's probably why you might get breakage, or you could snap it, or you can deteriorate over time by letting it snap in and out. Another way too would probably lay it on the ground, on its back, and then kind of push him in, and then put him up this way. But I think that's kind of the better bet, is having your thumb just to kind of like relieve some of the pressure from it popping in. But he's all set, ready to go. Hopefully it helped you guys out, gives you guys an idea, and you know, if you have one or if you're going to repair something that's kind of similar. But that's it. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with some more videos.